Negative comments, they come from everybody to everybody. Who's living rent-free in your head, and who are the people we should be inviting in to live in our heads instead? This every day's a bonus.
Well, welcome back to Every Day's a Bonus. We are so glad that you guys have joined us again. If you're watching, if you're listening, so many platforms that it's on. My name's Brent. I'm joined over here by Kenn and Logan.
What up?
They look good. They sound good. And wherever you're at, we are glad that you're joining us. One of the things we love to do a little bit when an episode comes out, we get a chance to see what you, the viewer, the listener, has to say. And if you're somebody that has added to the comments wherever you're watching and listening, we read those. We look at them, we share them. And a lot of those are so good. They're positive. They help encourage us. Thank you for that. And then every once in a while, there's that one comment that's like, really? Is this a real person? Is 0647FFG1 really a person?
Yes.
And they're not creative enough to even make up a name. They're just a big number in letters altogether. But sometimes that one little comment will throw every single one of us off, and we will go off on a rabbit trail talking about why are they not on board? Or
why do they hate us?
Why do they not like the podcast, right?
I thought they'd want to be my friend.
So much to where Logan decided to go down a rabbit hole of what a comment meant. And there was a comment that at some time said something about our podcast equipment. You know, they need better podcast equipment, which is sort of slang for why are they even
doing a podcast? Or another way it's phrased is podcast equipment should be more expensive, AKA to price these guys out of it.
Ouch, right? And we're like, man, so of course it's like a wound, right? It's a little like, ouch, that kind of hurts on my arm.
Yeah.
Like a little bit like a punch to the arm. It doesn't take you all the way down, but it hurts when it lands. And then we all begin to talk about it amongst us, all of our amazing producers back there with Colin and Skylar. And we're like, what is going on here? But it begs to wonder, why does one negative comment seem to derail thousands of positive comments? And a question for all of us as we're sitting here, and I'd love to hear you guys' answer. Who do we choose to listen to? Is it that one voice of somebody we don't know that's behind a keyboard somewhere? Or is it the other voices of people we come in contact with, or maybe people we respect, or somebody that's in the same line of work we're doing, or that loves Jesus like we do? How do we sometimes let the negative voices pull us down instead of letting all of these positive voices lift us up?
And there's so many comments of people going, man, I listen because I get encouraged and I'm thinking thoughts that I needed to think I didn't have. But I want to totally derail for a minute because we took that literally. You guys should have better equipment. And my microphone arm that I literally could not breathe on without it going cattywampus.
It was cheap.
And they literally got me a new one.
Is it the first 33 episodes? What episode is this? Whatever it is.
Whatever episode we're on.
If you go back and watch any of those, he will try either not to touch the microphone or to lift it every time. So it's constantly up and down, up and down.
I mean, I couldn't adjust
and
it.
Mine and Brent's are perfect.
Yeah, these are great. These are so Ken's is always a little cattywampus, as my wife would say. But Logan loved Kenn enough.
He did.
To get him a brand new microphone.
I feel very loved.
Maybe the equipment's still not expensive or whatever the phrase is.
I still was shopping on the budget side of Amazon.
But boy, did you do a great job.
Yeah.
Okay, let me bring this full circle because here's the deal. I think one of the greatest pieces that I've learned in the decades that I've been around is I learned how to take the negative.
Okay.
And the first step of somebody mature is to go, okay, I'm going to take this in balance and I'm not going to be overwhelmed with it. But the first great question for us to get better is there any truth to it?
Right.
And then, okay, if there is, great, let me digest and we'll figure out how to adjust, but not to overcompensate. Like, okay, the second is consider the source. Consider the source of it. And if it's 00631FG, it's like,
mean.
They're not even giving their name. They don't really have anything invested in me and they don't care about me necessarily. And we really start in that process of going, who am I going to listen to?
Yeah, that's
and why and how much. So when they said the cheap equipment, I literally first question, well, is it? Well, it's appropriate for what we're doing, but I mean, I can live with it, but
it's on Logan's budget. So thank you, Logan. Regardless, great job over there, Logan.
Yes.
Yeah, we're benefiting from your amazing equipment that you have here. So our viewers and our listeners.
Thankful for it. And but just to decide how do you decide, because you shared with me before you've done corporate events.
Yes.
Where people have literally got up and walked out in the middle of it.
And or said things to my face
before you're even into your deal. You know, these people hate me. They don't even know me.
Yeah.
What are some of the worst words they've said to you before? Is that? I'm not saying cuss words. I'm saying like, what's something they said that you're like, wow, I really need to chew on this. No, you can say the cuss words, I guess.
Well,
you did a few weeks ago.
Every day's a miracle.
Every day's a miracle. Yeah. I shortened that to, what's it called? The acronym?
I forget you say it.
Yeah. Anyways, one that jumps out at me, there's some that I'm just like deciding, do I even want to share that? Cause it was hurtful. Mm-hmm. But one that I will share is just cause it was fascinating and it didn't hurt me, but it blew me away that they were offended by this. My flagship keynote, the keynote that I do the most at conferences, is a talk called Sticks and Stones Exposed. And whenever you hear the term sticks and stones,
may break my bones,
but words will never hurt me. They were offended that was the title.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Of my keynote. Because what if someone didn't grow up knowing the sticks and stones phrase, which is the first thing I say.
The phrase.
Is the whole phrase to teach everyone in the room in case there's that one person. But they were just horrified that I wouldn't consider that beforehand. And then this person went on a tirade, picking apart every single piece of what I did, from my hairstyle, from being from Georgia, from everything that I talked about, which is about how our words matter, and be careful how we choose to use our words. I mean, I can't even like say what all she said because it was so irrational. Keyboard, though.
She's in front
my
of
face,
you saying these
just
things.
Fuming.
So what do you do? You don't have time to chew on it. You're right there. You have to have some type of response, rebuttal, phrase. What did you choose? Good or bad? What did you choose to say back to her?
I said, I'm so sorry I made you feel that way.
Okay.
That was not my intent.
Which is a great response. You could have come back with some anger, some bitterness, right?
And
I'm sure later on the drive home, you had a lot of things you wanted to say.
my flesh is thinking of it right now, what I wanted to say, but was so not appropriate. And this was, this was someone who had other dynamics going on in their life, and I was an easy target.
Did it diffuse anything, or is that just how it ended?
No, because I mean, I talked about the power of forgiveness. I talked about the power of not trapping people behind faulty filters and taking the time to get to know each other's stories so that we can see each other for who we actually are.
Don't say too much, or people won't be able to do
who we perceive them to be. And just, I mean, those were kind of the main points, with lots of fun stories and jokes, and some of the jokes maybe were, I don't know, not her cup of tea, but anyways, it was just like, I just knew nothing I said landed. And there's no point in trying to, I'm just going to take it and leave. I got
to throw this out. So come up with categories of all the people who say negative things. That's definitely one category. And I think you just described the one who they're offended before you even get up there.
No matter what.
Mm-hmm. And they're not listening to anything you're saying.
And there's also the opposite end of the spectrum. There are great people in every crowd that just about anything I do, they enjoy it. They're just happy to be there.
Yes.
There's you've got those two extremes.
But you don't focus on them, Logan. You got to focus on the one person, right?
That to throw both extremes out.
Yeah.
But where my mind went to, as you were kind of introducing this topic.
I want to be around
the good ones in.
Yeah, I know. I don't throw them out completely, but it's just like
I get what you're saying. Somewhere in the middle is where it
where the true,
the really, really good.
Yes.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yes,
That
like
makes
my
sense.
mom. No matter what I do, every episode of this
Moms are
podcast
the
was
best.
my mom's favorite episode of EDAB, and
Logan,
that's very
Kenn,
kind.
Brent, Logan, Brent, Kenn, Logan.
Well,
Brent.
she would always say, "I wish you would talk more than them," but
And I think it's more because I think it's Logan, Brent,
Kenn. Yeah.
Logan, Brent, Collins.
No, but I want to make this
the
point.
guy outside. Kenn.
I want to make this point because I think I hear, some of the framework that you use and just some of the questions. Okay, is this true? Is this someone I would want to listen to? But then one of my struggles with is I am much better at being kind to you than I am to myself.
Okay.
The standard I hold myself to is way higher than the standard I hold anyone else to, meaning I'm just really hard on myself. I'm really critical of myself. It's an area that I need to grow.
Okay.
Because I think I could make a good argument for the relationship Logan has with Logan is not always a very healthy relationship. I'm too hard on myself.
So what I hear him saying is that he wants us to be more critical of him.
No. But here's what I'm saying. Sometimes when I receive negative feedback in person or the online comments, I internalize them more because of the negative self-talk that might already be there.
I got you.
I go, see,
Okay.
see,
they
that
see it
validates what I was already saying negatively about myself.
I already thought I was doing
and
that
I can spiral before I even take the time to evaluate, is there any truth to this? Or is this someone I would listen
looking
to?
for my good?
Yes.
Are they trying to help me, or are they just
my thought always in something like that is this somebody has given me negative feedback, right? And I think our listeners and viewers are probably coming from, they might be feeling where you're at, or I don't know where you are. If I'm not feeling down on myself, but still the fact that negative feedback hurts, right? My thought is they've given me negative feedback, but would I listen to them in any of these other areas of life? Like, do I see them as an expert? I don't ever want to assume I know everything. I want to learn from people.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, positive feedback, that feels good, right? Oh, good. Somebody listened, they heard it. The negative, we seem to get hyper focused on the negative. That's just, we're humans, right? It doesn't feel good. We can sometimes brush them off when there's no name attached to it, right? And it's behind a keyboard, social media things or whatever. But sometimes there is somebody we might know, or they do have their name attached to it, and they're saying it to us, and it's like, okay, I want to make sure I'm hearing. Do I respect the person? Do I feel like they're an expert in this field? And or no, or is it like I get what they're saying, but it's probably somebody I would not come to say, all right, give me some advice on this and this and this and this. Not that they have to be experts, I guess, but we just have to kind of be gentle on ourselves, or realize that, you know what, it's not always going to hit everybody in the same way, right? Everybody's coming from they had a horrible drive-in that day, or somebody's on their back about a deadline, or something is not going well at home or whatever. And so we got to realize they're all dealing with stuff just like we are too.
Absolutely.
Maybe somebody's critical of them, and so the only way they know to spread it out is to go be critical of somebody else, of Logan, right?
Yeah.
And so she came to me later and said how great I did. So that's weird. No,
she flew all the way to his next
I don't even know who she is or where this was.
I was a long ways from here.
But I think I love hearing from others and learning from others, like the points you were putting in there, because it is and one I'll add into it is like, is it something that is contradicting to maybe God's word, or did I say something that I shouldn't have because maybe this is not said in love? Is it one of those little phrases maybe I said that was meant to kind of tick somebody off? And if it wasn't, if it was done in the best way I knew how, and here's somebody that I respect or I don't even know, then you put all those through the filter and you get it in here and you're like, all right, is this something I need to think about, or is this just a passing comment that I need to push out and say, all right, God, you're throwing lots of positivity in here. Thank you, God, for what you've allowed me to do, and then move on. So I think we all need to put it through that filter right there.
I totally agree with that, but a real live example. So I'm on tour with a buddy of mine, Tim, and we're just walking back in the hall, and this one lady had kind of I guess, broken through or whatever. And she had to tell him something. And I'm literally here thinking, okay, I'm going to defend my buddy because and I could tell she had a burr in her saddle before she even got to the place.
Yep.
But she shares, you know what, you really ought to think about, I don't even remember what it was, before you get up there and make fun of it. And I'm sitting there, I'm getting to process this because it's secondhand. And I'm thinking, this is a comedy show, right?
Yeah.
And that's the way it works. You say funny things that are absurd. And I'm just kind of going through this. The way he responded, we got back on the tour bus. I'm like, dude, that was amazing. And she lets him have it with whatever it was. And he goes, well, I appreciate you saying that. I'll definitely think and pray about that. And she goes, well, you should. And he said, I will. And he just turned around. I mean, very polite, very kind. I will. And he just walked away.
No reason to sit on it.
No reason to sit on it. She's gotten to vent and he was very respectful of it, but I'm not going to dwell here.
Yeah.
And we got on the bus. I'm like, dude, that was amazing. He goes, well, I want to learn, but listening to her going on and on and on and on about it, I got it. And I'm going to go and say, okay, Lord, give me wisdom. Is this something I need to change? And if it comes up 2 or 3 more times, wow, that's your evidence that I do need, but
that's right. I
can't be creative. I can't be free. I can't enjoy life if I'm going to listen to every negative thought that's thrown at me. And I got to thinking, wow. And I don't know if you're a listener or watching right now, let me just encourage you, mark very, very well and very few those who you give that carte blanche. I'm giving full credit. I mean, my wife has that.
Yeah.
Honestly, you guys have that.
Yeah.
Because I know you love me and you care.
Right.
And man, just that concept. It reminds me of a Chinese.
So be very careful. That's what you're saying. Be careful who you give freedom.
Who gets those positions.
Have that high position. That's
and
good.
I would even say maybe a handful of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's okay to go, hey, somebody said this to me. What do you think about that? And you bring it to us and go, well, she's obviously got something else she's going through. She's an idiot.
Have you guys ever...
We've heard you. You're fine. That's a great talk.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever accidentally took somebody's feedback as you thought they were joking? So one time we've been filming a YouTube channel for Westridge Kids for 6 years now, right?
Yeah.
And one time we filmed one about Fortnite, right? And I didn't realize what a controversial video game Fortnite was.
That was.
And
wow.
so for
I'm
me,
learning that right now.
Okay. So Fortnite, video game, shooting and all
I
that.
love Fortnite.
I've had conversations with Skylar back here about Fortnite. And it's still a fun game. And I would defend the funness of it, right?
Yeah.
It's not bloody everything. Somebody gets
eliminated.
Right? And they disappear and then they fly back in on their parachute, right?
Yeah.
So, but
I've never played this.
It's fantastic.
For our family, we had some good, positive, fun things of making squads back in the day and playing together. So for the MOXEY family, Jagger and Lola Reese and Kirsten and I, we loved the game. It was a lot of fun. So our YouTube guys, we got together and said, let's film one in real life, Fortnite in real life. And so we did it with Nerf guns and, all the kind of things and the filming and all that. And we thought the kids, that whoever watches our Westridge Kids YouTube channel, they'll love it. So it goes out on a Sunday, and then I run into somebody that next week who had watched it, a mom, and she laid into me about like, I can't, and it got so bad, I thought she was kidding. And I'm just laughing. I'm like, that is funny. And I'm ready for like the punchline of her, like, and it wasn't there. And I was like, ooh, I'm about to have to change this whole conversation and be like, I am so sorry that this offended you and your family.
Did you laugh? Were you laughing?
I was kind of smiling and laughing because I thought she was so over the top with her critique that I thought,
here comes the punchline.
Don't they feel the same way we do in our family about Fortnite? They do not.
They do not, everybody.
And I learned, and that time I actually took that as feedback though. Not that we had messed up, but that people feel very differently. There's 2 different worlds that people feel about. Here's something that is great. Here's something that is ruining society as we know it, right? The world is going down because of Fortnite. She took that angle. So I from then going forward, I was very careful with it. But I probably looked a little disrespectful at first because I'm like feeding into what she's saying. Like, oh yeah, you just wait till next week. We're about ready to do even a bigger one. Until I realized
next week is Call of Duty.
Yeah, I know, right? Until I realized 3 minutes into this, I'm like, she is not joking. She is so serious. So I don't know if you guys have ever fell into the pit of accidentally thinking the critique was a joke. It was not. So I ate crow. Is that the
That's the appropriate expression. Yeah.
I ate crow on that one. And I did apologize to her. I said, I'm so sorry. I thought you were joking this whole time. And so I will now take that back to our team of writers and editors. And as we think through and storyboard things, we will make sure we're more respectful to people that don't feel the same way we do. And then, of course, it's still up there. You can go watch it to this day if you would like to. But
now I gotta watch it.
Yeah, we are not going to apologize for this really neat video that we made. But I am more respectful when it comes to us.
Right.
We're about to film, a new one with the whole Mario the whole Mario Kart video game world. If you're out there, and
I heard a producer almost died in that one.
Skylar almost. We'll have to tell his story one day about his big crash. So it's been paused. It's on hold right now, but we're hoping we found a video
Couple
game.
of surgeries later.
Yeah, we're hoping we found a video game that hopefully people won't be angry about, but I'm sure anytime you're in the video game world,
it doesn't matter.
People will have a problem. Yeah.
So, not just that,
Let
but
me tell you
in
about the
life,
Koopa Troopas
Oh, I don't know
from
what
the
that is,
Mario
but it
world.
sounds horrible.
That's the first thing, random character I could think from Mario.
Koopa Troopa. I just thought of Mario.
Yeah.
Luigi.
And Luigi.
And Super Mario Brothers 3. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Ken.
Somebody is always going to be offended about something.
So be cautious of who you listen to
Yep.
and allow a select. So my kind of takeaway as we're talking about here, I love the idea. Only allow a select few people have carte blanche, which means access to your everything that you're going to be able to hear and regurgitate back out what you're doing. Change.
Yeah.
Only a few people allow you to be able to truly change, but it's okay to hear what people are saying.
Yeah,
Your
absolutely.
buddy Tim said, I'm trying to learn from this. But I love the fact that I'm pointing over here to Logan. Man, he could have easily gone off on somebody that was not in a good place after they heard him. And he decided to treat it with love. I think, right? That's what God's called us to do. Let's just show love to this
be
world.
respectful.
It was
Be
so
respectful,
clear.
yeah.
I'm just gonna take this for a couple minutes, and I will never see this person again.
Yeah. But they still hold real estate in your brain.
For a couple of months,
rent free, right?
for
in there.
a couple of months,
Wow.
she lived rent free in my head.
Yeah.
And I had to prayerfully forgive her
She doesn't
and
even
pray
know.
for her.
She doesn't even know.
Yeah.
This bothered you this much.
Yeah. Or that's what she wanted. I don't know, but
Hey, maybe we should think twice before we offer too much critique to others.
To anybody,
out
yeah.
there, because we don't want to live rent free in their heads, and they think that we were making fun of them when they were giving critique.
And what kind of a mark do I want to leave on somebody? That's real good.
Good point.
That's kind of my takeaway over time was, who am I going to live in my head?
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm dwelling on those or my own critique, then I'm wasting time and I'm not living free. And there's always going to be critics. I mean, not to bring it full Jesus, but he said, they hated me.
Mm-hmm.
they're going to hate you.
If you think everybody's going to agree with everything, that's it. So for mine, it is perspective. Keep it in perspective. Take it for what it's worth. Consider the source. But I would even say to those watching and listening today, take a couple minutes, close your eyes. Who are those people in your world that do love you and they would be honest with you and they do care, and identify them? I mean, make sure you've got them identified. So when that happens, you can go to them. And if it's messing with your mind, go, hey, this happened. What do you think?
Yeah.
And you can trust them, because once we get it out, that's big.
like
But
that.
who are the five in your world that you really trust and that you can do that? What's your
That's good.
takeaway today?
Over there, Logan?
My takeaway is I'm thinking, we've all got blind spots.
Sure.
And where we
Great
have blind spots, those people that are closest to us, they've got telescopes and spotlights and they can see what we might be missing. And so I do totally agree. A healthy practice is taking that feedback, no matter who the source is, and bringing it to those healthy people. And am I giving this too much stock, or am I blind to something that there's some truth to this. Maybe the delivery was painful, but is there truth in this that I could adjust moving forward?
Yeah.
So that'd be my takeaway.
I love that. Well, I would also say the same thing. That's probably my takeaway is who are those close personal people
Yeah.
that you respect enough and they respect you that you could bring a critique or an idea to them and they would be honest and say, no, I wouldn't worry about that. Or I hadn't thought about that before. Maybe you should pray and think about that. And those are the people we should give full access to our brains to, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, make sure the Holy Spirit's okay with it. That's a
Yeah.
given for any of us up here. But for the rest of it, sometimes it's excellence, sometimes it's delivery. It's just who you're going to give that stock to, who you're going to give your ear to, who you're going to allow to speak into your life. And so that's good. But hey,
Good word.
hopefully you guys grab something from this. Maybe if you're at work today, if you're talking to somebody, man, give your spouse an extra hug or a high five or somebody that you really respect at the office. I love, Kenn said, man, close your eyes. Think about those 5 people that you just respect and you love. And so I'm going to close my eyes and think about these guys.
Oh,
I did. I thought about them.
why wasn't I there?
Oh, I pointed to Logan. Oh, I pointed to you.
It was just me. It was just
Hey, we're
me.
glad you guys are here. We're never promised tomorrow, but remember, every day's a bonus. We'll see you next time, guys.